So down in my woodland garden at the bottom, it's looking very spring-like now. You can see there's hellebores just starting to go over now. There's some narcissus or daffodils just starting to finish, and also there's a perennial honesty just behind the lovely silver birch, the betula silver shadow. So the betula silver shadow is coming to growth now, and it does have some catkins or flowers on there at the moment. You can see that the fence panels have been painted now as well, in the most part. There's a few gaps, and I'm going to paint the gravel boards at the bottom as well. I do like to paint the gravel boards so it blends in with the fence, and the concrete doesn't sort of stand out too much, so I need to do that around here. I've got a bluebell just coming to flower. Always nice with the primulas, and I've got some anemones. This one's Robinsoniana, and I've had a Erythronium pagoda which is just finishing now. Beautiful, beautiful flowers, stunning. And just at the back there, the one with the big leaves in front of the fern, that's a giant lily, Cardiocrinum giganteum. I've had that a few years now. They can take anything up to 7 years to flower, so I might have to wait a few years yet. And just round the corner here is a project I mentioned some weeks ago in a previous video, and I did ask for you all to have a guess of what it could be. Well, any ideas? Let's have a look. Okay, so there it is. I've got a new greenhouse. Now it is in a shady spot, and they do say obviously to site glass houses in an open area, but I don't have many shady areas in my garden. I'm blessed with a south facing garden, so I could do a bit of warm shade. So I've got this polycarbonate greenhouse. Polycarbonate does create diffuse light. This is a 6x6 greenhouse, so I'm, you know, a nice size greenhouse, and I'm going to use it for lots of different reasons. Maybe a bit of overwintering, bit of propagation this time of the year as well. Obviously my propagator is getting very full, so it can create a bit of an overspill area. So again, obviously over the coming weeks and months you'll see this more and more on my videos, and it'd be interesting to see how it progresses, really, what sort of plants I put in there. Okay, I think we'll have a little walk around the garden now. Obviously it's still quite chilly, but the nights are going to warm next week, so it means that probably next week onwards I can start moving my tropical plants or tender plants outside, so the garden will change quite quickly now. So this is a gorgeous Skimmia japonica rubella, likes acid soil, which I've got here, and you can see it's absolutely smothered in blooms, highly fragrant, and the bees absolutely love it, although no bees today, it's far too cold. Last few days it's been about 10 degrees in the afternoon, 50 Fahrenheit, and around freezing at night, so definitely cold for the time of the year. Got the Pyrrhus in flower and also in new leaf, absolutely stunning. You can see why it's called Flame of the Forest, next to my new Trachycarpus that I planted several weeks ago on Easter Sunday. It's doing really, really well, and the rus is starting to come into leaf now, just like many of the trees. In the past week or so in the UK, all the leaf buds are opening on the trees now, which is great to see. So in the next week or two it's going to look very different with all the green growth and shade. This rus is a lovely orangey yellow when it first comes into growth. This one's called Tiger Eyes, is the cultivar name, and the leaves when they unfurl they're quite yellowy orange for some time during the summertime before fading to green, and then of course you get that gorgeous autumnal colour in the autumn. So looking round here, the Sarracenias, I'll need to give those a tidy up now because they are starting to come into growth. So I will tidy up all the old leaves that are looking brown. I'll cut them off at the base, and you can see all the flower buds are waiting low down now. I've left it a bit later this year because of the frosts. These have been out for 2 or 3 years now, completely hardy, minus 25 is no problem to them in the wild. My Tetrapanax Papyrus Rex is just coming into growth now as well, it's looking good. And shortly my Schefflera Taiwaniana will be coming to growth as well. I'm quite pleased it hasn't opened anymore because of the recent frost we've been having here. The bearded irises have been getting plenty of sun on their rhizomes to give them a good bake to encourage flowering, so hopefully next week or two we should see some flower buds. In fact, I've just noticed 2, hooray! So there's one, the flower bud just in there, yeah, that's it. And there's another one here, you can see there's one there, and obviously there should be some more to come in the next week or two. Brilliant. So I've got a lovely Cercis forest pansy just coming to growth. You can see the gorgeous red leaves just coming out now, stunning. And the Allium purple sensation just coming to flower bud. The euphorbias have been stunning for weeks now, those gorgeous yellow green flowers. And my Musa basjoo is growing nicely. I've been having to put a bag over it every night to keep the frost off. If you watched one of my videos several weeks ago, you'll have seen me uncovering it from the winter. This one here did have a little bit of secondary rotting, so I did have to cut it back a bit more at the beginning of this week, and it's since grown that again, which is incredible, but it's looking a lot healthier than it was. There's an abutilon coming to growth there. You can see my Alstroemeria Indian summer has been frosted off, but I'm not worried about that. It does happen from time to time, and it will soon regrow from the base, and that looks stunning in summertime. And the Persicaria Red Dragon, that's already been frosted off once, you can see here, but you can see all the new growth is coming back again. Euonymus alatus compacta is covered in lots of lovely fresh green growth, and that goes a gorgeous coral pink in the autumn time. So up towards the house I've got a couple of new plants that I bought at the end of last year, which I'm going to need to plant shortly. So this gorgeous lobster claw, or Cleanthus punicus, absolutely stunning. So it did survive the winter outside in its pot near the house, and it's got plenty more flower buds to come on this one and on other shoots, but it's a fantastic shrub for a safe facing wall, which is what I've got here. So absolutely stunning. And then I've got here, which is very, very hardy, but I don't know why it's not more commonly grown. This is Maphiocella Green Dream. Lovely green flowers, almost like a hellebore really. It's in the carrot family. Absolutely stunning, and I'll be planting that in my woodland garden. The plant behind it here is called Night Phlox. Now the flowers look like they're dying at the moment. They're not, they're just in droop for the daytime, but they are literally just about to open. They only open at night, and this one's quite hardy. It's from South Africa in the wild. It's a Night Phlox, Zulu Skiana ovata, and you can see that it's got red pinky buds which open to white flowers, and they're extremely fragrant and moth pollinated at night. So literally these flowers have only just been opening in the last half an hour, but they flower for at least a month, maybe 6 weeks. So recent nights in the UK have been very chilly. They've been at or just below freezing, which is obviously cold for late April. So I've had to move some of my plants inside the shed just to keep them frost free, because as you can see they've got some lovely new fresh growth. So we've got the lovely podophyllum spotty dotty, which are completely hardy, but of course these fresh new leaves are very, very soft and they're easily frosted. So I've just put them in my shed as it's frost free. Another podophyllum there, absolutely stunning. Another podophyllum relative coming up there. I've got a new hosta here as well, which I won't put under cover because that again is very soft. I've moved in my cordline red star just for the new growths on the top, and this lovely Acer orange dream, because again obviously if I left that outside the leaves would probably go black. So inside my Vitapod propagator, the grow lights have literally just switched off. They're on a 12-hour time at the moment, but as you can see it's absolutely chock-a-block full. I've currently set it at 30 degrees because there's a lot of tropical stuff in there, so obviously that needs a lot of heat. And my caladiums have been very, very slow to start, and it's because originally I did put it on to 23 degrees. If you look at my previous videos many weeks ago, I set it at 23 degrees, which is a bit cool really. So next time I'm going to set it at 30, because I've only had it on 30 for a couple of days, and since by doing that there's a lot of new growth coming up. See the new shoots here. Same with the aloe cases are doing well now, and some of the colo cases as well. So 30-degree heat is a must, I think, for doing those in the future. You can see I've got various seeds sown. I did a lot yesterday and today, various genera, but like I say, most of them are tropical, so they do need a lot of heat. So hopefully in the next few weeks I'll be pricking out these seedlings and putting them on my video shortly. So in the next few weeks I'll be planting outside a lot of my house plants for the summer. Obviously I will acclimatise them, put them in a shady spot before to acclimatise to the sun, so that they don't scorch. So I've got Begonia Rex and some mother-in-law's tongues, which used to be Sansevieria but are now Dracaena, and some cordline fruticosa, bromeliads, gorgeous orange hibiscus here, Hibiscus rosa sinensis cultivar, and I've also got another cordline fruticosa here, which is absolutely stunning, and Musa dwarf Cavendish, Strobilanthe Persian shield, and then I've got plenty of stuff in the conservatory too. So the Schefflera, that does really well outside for the summertime. Some bromeliads and hedychiums, and the tall Vasconcelia pubescens, or the mountain pawpaw. See, it's in flower at the moment, so hopefully I'll get some fruits. Incidentally, the jasmine's been gorgeous in my conservatory the last month or so. This is polyanthemum, like a gardenia scent. This I don't plant outside, I'll leave it in the conservatory, and it flowers every April for me. I'll prune that quite hard back shortly, and then just leave it to grow back, and it'll flower next April again. I've got the Strelitzia regina coming to flower there. So bird of paradise. See the colouring starting to show up there, which is fantastic. See my tiki bar there, I need to dress up for the summertime. That's outside. And I've got a Cycas revoluta there, sago palm, a hardy curculego, plenty of bromeliads, agaves, heliotrope or cherry pine flower there, an agave attenuata, plenty of bromeliads, mysontius or tree dandelions or tree sow thistles, cordyline pink passion, and geranium palmatum. Some baby palms from seed coming up there, and Hidicium maximum. I've been very busy planting more seeds or sowing seeds in my conservatory. So you can see here, these ones don't need so much heat like the ones in my widespread propagator. These need temperatures of around 20 degrees or so, maybe a little bit higher. And so I've put them in my conservatory where it goes down to about 10 degrees at night for the moment. It's unheated, but it's about 10 degrees at night at the moment and about 20 degrees in the day, sometimes higher, but a lot cooler than my widespread propagator. So yeah, I've got plenty of stuff to prick out in the coming weeks, keep you busy. And just at the back here I've got some Musa arunchalensis, which are quite new to cultivation in the UK. Gorgeous red markings on the leaves. They're going to be stunning this summer. I'm really looking forward to it. So towards the end of next week the temperatures are going to go up at night time, which is great, to about 7 degrees or centigrade or higher, which means then I can start moving my plants outside. And hopefully on next week's video I'll be able to show you how I design my garden using all my tropical and exotic plants, and I'll be placing them out around the garden and showing you all the different factors that I consider when positioning my plants for the summertime. Thanks for watching this week's video everyone, and hope to see you soon. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel, and see you next week. Bye.